The horror unfolded around 9 last night.
Response 1, active shooter 30, African Foxtrot Street Northwest.
A group of people leaving a young diplomat's reception at the Capitol Jewish Museum in Washington when a gunman opened fire. 26-year-old Sarah Milgram and her partner, 30-year-old Yaron Lashinsky, both diplomatic staff at the Israeli embassy, were killed. Tonight, it's being investigated as a targeted terror attack.
The tragic murder of these two Israeli embassy employees outside of the Capitol Jewish Museum last night was both an act of terror and directed violence against the Jewish community, and it has the full and unwavering attention of the FBI.
The alleged gunman, 30-year-old Elias Rodriguez, shouted, "Free Palestine," as he was taken into police custody.
Free Palestine!
He's now facing multiple charges, including first-degree murder and murder of foreign officials. Today, the FBI is searching his Chicago apartment.
Violence against anyone based on their religion is an act of cowardice.
President Trump posting, "Hatred and radicalism have no place in the USA." Witnesses say it was a rainy night, and after firing the shots, the alleged gunman rushed into the museum.
All of a sudden, we start hearing what sounds like gunshots.
The people inside had no idea what he had allegedly done and offered him a glass of water.
We're just thinking he's a witness, frazzled, and trying to comfort him.
When did you realize that he wasn't just a witness, that he was involved?
I would say it was about 10 minutes later when he started yelling to the entire museum, "I did it. Free Palestine. I did it for Gaza."
Tonight, Israel's prime minister speaking out.
The terrorists who cruelly gunned them down did so for one reason and one reason alone. He wanted to kill Jews. And as he was taken away, he chanted, "Free Palestine." This is exactly the same chant we heard on October 7th.
The attack comes amid an alarming rise in anti-Semitic incidents in the U.S., soaring nearly 900% in the last decade. Meanwhile, we're learning more about the two victims.
We had perfect children. No problems. And not between parents. Can say that.
In 2017, Sarah Milgram spoke to our station in Kansas City when her high school was vandalized with anti-Semitic graffiti.
I worry about going to my synagogue, and I have to worry about safety at school, and that shouldn't be a thing.
Sarah's dad telling us he only found out last night that Yaron was going to propose.
Yaron had bought an engagement ring for Sarah and planned on giving it to her when they were in Jerusalem, about a week or two from now, which we did not know. So it was the best of times and the worst of times.
Aaron joining us now. Aaron, police were out there at the site of the shooting most of the day.
Mostly for security, Lester, as the investigation continues. We know they recovered a handgun and 21 spent shell casings here on the ground outside the museum. Meanwhile, there is a vigil tonight to remember the two victims. Lester?
Okay, Aaron, thank you. Let's bring in Tom Winter now in the investigation into the suspect. Tom, what have you learned?
Well, Lester, we have new details on the weapon tonight. Court documents allege Rodriguez bought the gun in Illinois in 2020 and brought it to D.C. in his checked luggage. On Tuesday, the FBI is also investigating online writings, possibly from Rodriguez, saying he carried out this attack because of his views on the Israel-Hamas war. They're now combing through his phone and reaching out to his family. Meanwhile, officials in Washington say they're ramping up their police presence at public gatherings citywide. Here in New York, highly trained teams of heavily armored police are now deployed to many Jewish institutions. Lester?
All right. Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.